Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Buenos días, buenos días, buenos días a ti. Our day is beginning, there is so much to do. So good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, boys and girls. Okay, so while I'm reading Corduroy, I want you to think about what did you like from the story. So as you listen, you're going to be thinking about what did I like? And then when you're finished, you're going to tell the person next to you, perhaps maybe your mom or your dad or somebody in your family, about what did you like from the story. This story is called Corduroy. And this book is actually a book that my mom used to read to me. And the author and the illustrator is by Don Freeman. That means he wrote the words and he drew the pictures. So this part of the book is called can anybody help me? Front cover. Yep. And how about this part of the book? What is this part? The spine. And this part of the book? The back cover. Yep, you're right. Let's begin. Oh, there's one more important part of the book that we didn't mention. The title page. Corduroy is a bear who once lived. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so they can see the pictures. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in a toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. The store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. The one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's this very bear I always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't even look new. He lost the button to one of his shoulder straps." Hi, Alexander. Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. "I didn't know I lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight I'll go and see if I can find it." Uh-oh. I wonder if this is a good idea, if he leaves the shelves and goes to wander. Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he stepped onto the escalator and up he went. Have you ever been on an escalator? Sometimes those things go really fast. Wow, Corduroy's really brave. Could this be a mountain, he thought? And he wondered, I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. Is the escalator a mountain? No, it's not. He stepped off the escalator, and as it reached the next floor, there before his eyes was the most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. This must be a palace, Corduroy gasped. I guess I always wanted to live in a palace. What does that look like to you? Have you ever seen something like this? A store that has many beds and couches and tables and chairs? Yep, a furniture store. He wandered around, admiring the furniture. This must be a bed, he said. I always wanted to sleep in a bed. And up he crawled onto a large, thick mattress. At once he saw something small and round. Why, it's here, my button, he cried, and he tried to pick it up. But like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. He yanked and he pulled with both paws until, pop, off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled. Bang! Into a tall floor lamp, and over it fell. Crash! Uh-oh. Corduroy didn't know, but there was someone else awake. In the store that night, the watchman was going his rounds on the floor above when he heard the crash, and he came dashing down the escalator. Now who in the world did that? He exclaimed. Somebody must be hiding around here. I wonder if Corduroy's going to get in trouble. What do you think? Do you think he's going to get in trouble? He flashed the light under and over the sofas and the beds until he came to the biggest bed of all. And there he saw 2 fuzzy brown ears sticking up from the cover. Do you see that? Who is that? Yes, that's Corduroy. Look at him. He's hiding. Hello, the man said. How did you get upstairs? Look at Corduroy's face. How do you think he's feeling? Does he look happy? No. Maybe a mixture of sad, scared, worried, anxious. I guess we'll find out. The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator. Aww. And set him on the shelf in the toys apartments with the other animals and dolls. Corduroy made it back to his home on the shelf. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning. And there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he'd seen the only day before. I'm Lisa, she said, and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night, I counted what I saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home. Oh, looks like Corduroy's going to have a new home. So I shall put him in a box for you, said the sales lady asked. Oh, no, thank you, Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up the 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight to her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed just right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department store. This must be home, he said. I've always knew I wanted a home. Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. I like the way you are, she said, but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened. You must be a friend, said Corduroy. I've always wanted a friend. Me too, said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. The end. Okay, Remember, I want you to think about and share with the person next to you, what did you like? So think about all the different parts of the story on what did you like from Corduroy.